Since he was very little, Matthias had learned how to survive in silence, in the shadows of alleyways, on cold sidewalks, and in the emptiness of hunger. At only 7 years old, he already knew more about the world than many people do in a lifetime. He knew which trash bins had leftovers that were still warm. He knew where to hide when the rain hit hard, and he knew that among adults, no one looked twice at a child wearing torn flip-flops and sad eyes. But what no one knew was that this homeless boy carried something in his chest that the world seemed to have forgotten: kindness. And it was this kindness that, through a simple and pure gesture, shook the heart of a powerful man and changed not only Matthias's life, but an entire city. Matthias walked barefoot on that grey winter morning. His cracked feet burned against the cold pavement. His stomach ached from 2 days without food. He passed by the glass windows of fancy cafes downtown, where well-dressed people warmed themselves with steaming cups and golden bread, but no one saw him or pretended not to. He stopped in front of a large bakery. The smell was almost cruel. It was too good. He pressed his face against the glass and saw a fresh roll of bread coming out of the oven. He closed his eyes and sighed. He walked in slowly, hands behind his back, head down, like someone apologizing, just for existing. "Hey, kid," shouted the clerk when he saw him approach the counter. "I told you not to come in here begging." Matthias didn't answer. He just pulled out a small rosebud from his pocket. He had picked it from a nearby park. It was a little wilted, but it still had color. It was all he had. "Sir, please, can I have a piece of bread? I only have this flour. It's pretty, right? I took care of it in a little water cup. I promise I did. I just want some bread. It's for me, not to sell or anything." The clerk scoffed and crossed his arms, chuckling with disdain. "This ain't a farmer's market, kid. It's a bakery. Now get out of here. Go on." The boy lowered his head, still holding the flour with both hands. Tears began to fall silently, dripping onto the shiny bakery floor. But what he didn't see was that someone had been watching everything. In the corner of the bakery, sipping an expensive coffee and wearing a watch worth more than all the employees' salaries combined, sat Eduardo Montero, one of the wealthiest businessmen in the country. A cold, distant man, known for his fortune and lack of compassion. At least, that's what people said. Eduardo stood up slowly, walked to the counter, pulled out a sleek black card and set it down with a firm stare. Give the boy whatever he wants, and everything he doesn't ask for, too. The clerk's eyes widened. "Mr. Eduardo, he's just a boy," Eduardo interrupted, his voice heavy and with more dignity in his heart than most adults I've ever met. Matthias looked up, confused. "But, sir, I can't pay." Eduardo knelt down to his level, looked him in the eyes. Something was breaking inside of him, as if that tiny flower, simple, small, wilted, had cracked a wall of stone within. "You already paid, with something money will never buy." He took the flower from the boy's hands gently, like it was a jewel. "This flower is worth more than gold now, because you gave it with the most precious thing you have, your heart." In the following days, Eduardo couldn't stop thinking about that boy. He began searching through streets, parks, shelters, until he found him, sleeping beneath an overpass, clutching a small bag of bread. "Matthias," he called, voice trembling, "come with me. You won't sleep on the streets anymore. You'll never go hungry again." The boy looked up, unsure. "But I'm just a beggar." "No, you're the boy who taught me the value of a flower." Matthias now studied at one of the best schools in the city. He had a bedroom, toys, food, but most importantly, he had something he always deserved: love. Eduardo adopted him officially, and for the first time in years, he felt alive again too. The story went viral. It touched millions, inspired social campaigns, and changed how many saw the invisible children of the streets. Matthias, now well-dressed and confident, walked onto the stage at a charity event. In one hand, he held a microphone. In the other, a flower. One day I tried to pay for a piece of bread with a flower. They kicked me out. But someone saw past the dirt, the poverty. Someone saw my heart. He paused. His voice shook. Today, I give this flower back to the world because I believe kindness still exists, and sometimes all it takes is a small gesture for it to bloom. If this story touched your heart, leave a comment below. Would you have accepted the flower? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with someone who believes in kindness.